Hello, my friends. I'm happy to be with you again. We're going to start this experience with an exercise in imagination. So you are at your best for the rest of this session. You know that when you think of something, it is shown in your brain inevitably. For example, when you ride a bicycle, your brain shows a certain path. But what is curious is that in that particular moment, you're not biking, but you're thinking about it. Well, your brain maps exactly the same route, the same activity, as if you were really physically biking. And if you were thinking of going biking one day, then your brain would still do the same route, show the same activity as when you actually ride a bike. It does that all the time. You do an activity, you remember doing this activity, or you want to do it later. In any case, your brain acts as if it were actually doing this activity physically, right away, now. The most amazing thing is that it also works when you see someone else doing this activity. It is what makes us empathetic. Someone gets hurt, and to a lesser extent, I also feel it. I hurt with the other person. It is also what allows you to experience emotions while reading a book, watching a movie, or during our hypnosis session. Imagine this. You are floating in front of the sun at a good distance, but still close enough. You see its size, its power. It is incredibly beautiful and impressive. Well, even if you don't see anything in thought, even if you just imagine, your brain is reacting as if you were really there, now, in front of the sun, observing it. It's weird, isn't it? You think of the sun, you are in front of the sun. Do you know how long it takes for sunlight to reach us? 8 minutes. While in your mind, you think of the sun, and there you are, in front of it. It's as if your mind is going much faster than light. It's fun, isn't it? Of course, on another level, your brain adds a code. This is real. This is imaginary. This is present. This is past or future. This is mine. That's someone else who's living it. But basically, the first reaction of your brain is the same, always and in all cases. What you imagine, it believes true. It feels it, truly. And that is a strength. And you know, strength is twofold, like many things in life, light and shadow. This strength of mine, it can put you in a bad mood, or bring you stress or worry. And it may affect you physically. But it is that same strength, oriented differently, which will bring you hope, confidence, this inner strength, which makes the world move forward since the beginning of time. Let's play with your strength a bit. Earlier you were with the sun. Now imagine something closer, but also very large, for us. The air. The very air around you. You feel it as it enters your lungs with each of your breaths. Your body seeks the oxygen, which allows you to live. The oxygen which passes into your blood and which becomes a part of you. And this other part of you, with each breath that you release into the air again, which escapes and diffuses away. This oxygen has been here since the origin of our planet, in the rocks of the Earth's crust and mantle, linked to carbon, the famous CO2. And you know that carbon is also one of our major building blocks, like almost all forms of life we know. So when life appeared on Earth, it began to use carbon to build itself, which freed the other piece, O2, the form of oxygen that we breathe. And after many adventures, all life's diversity exploded, taking numerous forms, evolving in many ways, including to us humans. Because our oxygen, it likes to connect to any other atom that it meets. So essentially, in all living things, the oxygen you breathe, there, right now, it is as old as life itself. It enters you, bringing its memory from billions of years ago. And this oxygen takes care of you too, before it sets off again to travel the world, taking these little bits of yourself with it. Who knows where the air you breathe was yesterday? On the other side of the planet? In a tree or a bird? An old man or an infant? An algae? In the oceans? You know your body is mostly made up of water, yes? And that there is oxygen inevitably in this water, as in the ocean's water. On Earth, there are about 1 billion tons of water. It's crazy. We should call our planet the sea. And again, Earth is in the driest part of the solar system. We now know that water is very widespread in the universe. So, the water on our planet, the water you have in your body, it cannot have formed on Earth directly, originally. We realize that it was meteorites and micrometeorites that fall every day on our planet that brought us water billions of years ago. And our carbon too. That's why it is said that we are made of stardust. It's a beautiful image, isn't it? You know that several hundred tons of meteorites fall on Earth every day? On average, 180,000 tons per year. And all this matter becomes the trees, plants, the vegetables that you eat, animals, and ourselves. We could go on like this for a long time, to show you that you are one with all life. A small piece of carbon and water, materials as old as our planet, that even the air you breathe has been here since time immemorial. Oxygen is the third most abundant element in the whole universe. It is 86% of the mass of the oceans, 46% of the Earth's crust, yes, and it is 62% of your weight. Oxygen. You're made of that. You take it into yourself by breathing. It brings you its memory and its wisdom and imprints your life, your experience, your emotions. And as you breathe, it leaves again this air in order to carry on the great dance of life, to give life. You carry within you the memory of all humans before you, of all forms of life even. Within you, you're made of stardust, as old as the universe itself. How old are you? You are eternal. If, by amplification, the simple flutter of a butterfly's wing can cause a storm on the other side of the planet, what can you do to help just by breathing in calmly or laughing? Your emotions charge the air that enters you. Feel this air then leave. Breathe gently in conscience and put your intentions into your breathing. The air is humid. It makes up the oceans and the clouds, the rain which waters the world. And if you were to charge your air with all the best of humanity, if your air and that all of those who are experiencing this with us today made a big and beautiful cloud loaded with light, which imprints itself in each drop of rain, in the slightest fog, the smallest trace of humidity, and that all these good intentions then permeate the world with each breath, each rain, each sip of water. So, permeated and connected to all this life, to all this light, let's see how to accelerate the adaptation of your body to these little lines of code that are currently wandering in our world. You know, the famous virus. For that, we need a strong change. Not only emotional, not just a change of mind, but something physical. To bring the light down in spirit, it's already something. But to make it become matter, that's strong. Of course, remember, we do hypnosis. Of course, we will not act physically, but always in spirit. Even if it is to concretely get better, to be or stay healthy, it is psychological support, a helping emotional experience, which is added to all that you can do physically, to all health precautions, of course, and any medical treatment if you should need it. All this is very important. This experience helps and completes, okay? Unity is strength. Everything is good, body and mind. The two are allies, connected. So, as you thought about the sun just now, and a lot of other things in your life, now direct the beacon of your thoughts to the people who have already been cured of this virus. Their bodies have already found a solution. They will be our instructors. There are already tens of thousands of people who are healed. It is a huge light, information already distilled in the vast cloud of our collective consciousness. You're connecting to it now, in your thoughts. And while you're doing this, I'll tell you my story. The story of a dark cloud in the great sky of life, which casts its shadow on the earth. Clouds. There are plenty of them, for all kinds of things. This is what gives shape to all that is. So there are good clouds that are bright, but necessarily there are also darker clouds. Dark, like the cloud that formed the virus, the shadow. Today, humans must learn to react to this shadow, as they already know how to react to many other clouds. For example, as a child, you learn that you had to be wary of certain things. Fear is natural. It protects you. If you cross a herd of elephants, yes, of course, you will let them pass, because you have learned that humans are not the masters everywhere. They can learn to live with the life that surrounds it. If you crossed a few lionesses with their young, yes, of course, you would carefully let them pass. And sometimes, the most dangerous things are not the biggest. Like this virus, invisible. It exists. It has its place, like everything else. By learning to live together, as we already do with thousands of other viruses, which allows us to live at the very heart of our body, then everything will be fine. For now, there is this shadow stretching everywhere on our planet. It reminds us that we are not the only inhabitants of this planet. The shadow in itself is not bad. It is like the lion. We just have to act with caution. And you already see these videos where someone plays with a lion. They cuddle together. You can see they love each other. Some cuddle huge bears, or even with crocodiles. Love transforms everything. It is ignorance that separates and destroys. So, our big old viral cloud, if we cuddle it the right way, by sending it all our light, it would eventually light up, dissipate, or turn into light. And it has already started, with tens of thousands of healings, just as many small lights that touch and illuminate the cloud. You who are under the shadow of the cloud, imagine these little lights. See in thought where they come from, their brightness. They come from the same place as the sun, where it rises every morning. All together, we will help the light come to us faster. We will bring the solution toward you and to those who need it, to prevent and to cure. All this light, the healing information which comes from all people already healed, will help your body react quickly and well at the time of a possible encounter with the virus, today or in the future. It is like training in thought about a sport or an instrument. Of course, it is done in thought, but when you practice it in real life, everything works better. Shall we begin? There are 2 steps. First, to fill yourself with light, and then radiate it to illuminate the dark cloud, the one that causes the shadow. Direct the beacon of your consciousness toward the rising sun, toward this light of hope. I think it's been done for a while now. So take a deep breath and fill yourself with this beautiful light, carrying healing. And when you breathe, Release this light into you and around you. Here, at home, there. Feel the effect it produces in you. And go back to look for more light. Again, inhale. Go at your own pace, fill up on light. Then, refocus yourself here and now and release this light into you in the present and for the future. Imagine that your whole body fills with so much light that you start to see it from the outside. You are shining. Keep going. Direct your thoughts to the east, to the rising sun. Inhale, deeply fill up, and bring it all back in you. Release toward the light in you and around you. See how all the light goes even beyond you. It's starting to light up your whole house. It's amazing. We begin to see the light through the windows. And again, more light. Send the beacon of your consciousness again to the east, the hope of the reborn sun. Feel yourself, a big inhalation, full of good light, and bring it back. There. That's very, very good. Very, very good. Perfect. Do you feel how good it makes you feel? Let's continue. The beacon of your consciousness toward the healing light. You inhale it. Inside you, a great amount of light. And you bring it back with you. Here, exhale. Just release everything in you and everywhere around you. There you go. Now, everything in your home is full of light, and it overflows into the neighborhood. Imagine that your light touches the neighbors, who also start to shine. All bright too. It's working. Get more light. You will light up the whole city. Inhale. There, perfect. And bring it here. Exhale. And relax in you and everywhere around you. You know that a single candle can light the deepest darkness, while the shadow, even the darkest, has no effect on the simple flame of a candle. So think, a huge light like yours, imagine what it does to the cloud above, the thing that blocked the light from the sky and cast shade. While I'm talking to you, continue to seek the light from the rising sun. Inhale, take it into yourself, and bring it everywhere in yourself, at home, in your neighborhood, the whole city. Why not the whole country? Target the areas where there is the most shade, of course. All right. I will let you continue. And the cloud above, do you see it dissipating? All this light, that which comes from the east, that of the sky, and all the light that you had at home, and everywhere around you. Everything radiates light. All this light. The light of a single candle can multiply endlessly. How many candles can we light with a single candle? So imagine your surroundings like so many candles that light up. Even your neighbors, people who are at home, even at a distance. All the people in your city, all light up. A great deal of light that penetrates, surrounds, and protects all those who need it. Maybe even the whole country, illuminated, the whole planet, full and radiant with light, dazzling. And the dark cloud crumbles, pierced by all these small rays of light. Its shadow is weakening, is fading. The light from the sky passes more and more through it, and each person who was touched by this shadow feels more connected to the light coming back. It is a gesture, a movement, a collective effort. You participated in this, like each person who is healed, each little consciousness of humanity, which has taken its share of shadow, illuminates this cloud. If only by living the happiest possible way every day. A smile, a joke, lightness of heart. It's as much light, always more light. It's a strength of thought every day. After all, the best way to protect yourself is that there is no danger at all. No more shade. Yes. Participate in transforming the shadow into light. Illuminate your own shadows and feel this new light in you. Now, you feel that the light is spreading and that you are in the cycle, now well protected. So continue to breathe with this intuition. Take and bring back the light all day, during the night and in your dreams. Inhale the light and let it breathe, spreading in you, around you, and everywhere. And you have nothing special to do since you started this process. Just the desire, the intention to let it continue to act, and direct your thoughts toward the light, the bright light that brings bright things in life too. Forever and ever bring back more and more light. Somewhere up there, the cloud dissolves more and more, and it transforms into light. You are participating in something great. So be calm and serene, confident in the future. Reopen your eyes, because there's so much to do. If only by your optimism and your good mood. Move your body, the toes, tip of the nose and the ears. That's it. Stretch out. Breathe. Smile. And look around you. The world is changing. Thank you.